Was good. I'm crossing the bridge. Many rivers to cross. How many rivers to cross before I can talk to the boss? You see, this new archetype that I found on my channel with the help of other people, I tell you something. When you have developed an animosity against every woman or an animosity against every man, so you're a man hater or a woman hater, you're locked in a cage. So you can't do that. And you might do this based on your childhood experiences, aka based on your father or your mother. You can become a man hater and a woman hater. Or, but you need to stay open. Just because 9 out of 10 women have a secret animosity against you, or you feel like that, or betray you, or just because 9 out of 10 men are dicks, doesn't mean the 10 out of 10 are okay. So you need to stay open for people who are really centered, having a healthy connection, have their own anima and animus integrated in a healthy way, authentic people with experience and a neutral stance, who can speak of reality, not of bias or dreams or fantasy. Now, these people can give you advices and help you to find your blind spot. So I did not find my blind spot alone. And this is what I tell you, that it's important. Even if you reject 9 out of 10 people who don't get the picture right about you, always consider that what others reflect back to you carries some truth. So I found this archetype and this blind spot in me just because I listened to the right person. And this was only possible because I don't have a secret animosity against every woman or every man. Now, the new archetype, of course, is what we call on my channel, and I have already made many posts of it. It's going viral right now. It's going crazy. It's like a wildfire. It's called the Hyperfunctional Griever. And I linked it also to the figure of Aragorn, Arathorn's son of the Lord of the Rings, because he's a hyperfunctional griever as well. I've linked it to the population of rural poor areas, could be in South America, could be in Africa, could be in Jamaica. The poor people who are living in the rural areas, living a simple farmer life, living the hard life, could even be in Kingston, in cities, where you have to repress your grief. You still show joy, you still enjoy life, you still give your best every day, and you still have to function. You don't have time to grieve. That's this all the same archetype. Now I'm telling you, I want to give you a real life kind of a real life experience, story of mine. And in the description below, I might link the description of Aragorn, maybe some more of it. But if you want to enjoy all of that, you need to subscribe to my channel and binge the community section. There is a developing picture of this archetype right now. So the problem, there's many problems and advantages to this archetype, like with many. And all archetypes are built around a shadow, actually, around a blind side, around a wound, a childhood wound that must be mended and healed and put awareness on. An archetype is not there to over-identify with. This will just create another ego inflation. This happened to Nietzsche with his Zarathustra, where Nietzsche was inflated and overtaken and controlled by the archetype of the old wise man, the sage. And this is another mental problem, so to speak. So archetypes guide you and can help you, can guide you, and you also represent a subconscious archetype. And this is the subconscious, the shadow, that thing that I could not see myself. In my case is the hyperfunctioning griever. So the problem with that, one of the problems, is that you're alone. You're grinding alone, like a badger would. You have great abilities developed. You developed abilities to overclock yourself, your body, your mind. You do breath work, cold showers. You run for hours. You do workout. You know how to mend your own body, how to fix small problems. You don't go to the doctor. You fix it yourself in an efficient way, actually. You know how to survive. You're a survival machine and a functioning machine. But it can be very problematic. So I myself have lived on the side of living like Jesus, like Aragorn, like in a humble way, in carrying everything with and having no animosities, not fighting, not demanding the respect, just naively living this path for a long time. But for me it was time to go to war in some way and reclaim my identity, because, you know, there is forces in this world that I call narcissists and psychopaths, scavengers, parasitic predators, that look for hyper-functioning individuals, that provide them with unconditional high performance and a true self. The true self of the high-functioning griever is exiled but intact. These people have a high moral standard that is not rooted in acting something, in reproducing rules that they have learned or that they try to use for something. No, it's a internal form of feeling, almost love. I connect this really to Yeshua HaMashiach, the love of Jesus, an unconditional love for humanity at whole with all its flaws and shadows. The problem again is we are alone, and when we go to war to reclaim these things, it gets overwhelming. And this is where I want to give you this small example of my life. So just yesterday I have just want to enjoy the scenery here, you see. Yeah, I have many things going on. As YouTubers always say, I'm going through it. We all go through it. And I'm going to war at the moment to reclaim my rightful place in this world, my identity. And so there's a lot of things going on. At the same time, I have, have to give others hope. Have to be stable and protective for my children, while all at the same time I am facing uncertainties. So this is what Aragorn was going through when he said, I've given all hope to man, I have not kept any hope for myself. And all of this while I organize an overnight tent event, sleeping in a camping, a place where we can go camping with a lot of other people, a social event. and I organize the tents and everything to sleep and the food and everything, but I do it alone. All while I am with the kids, and then doubt comes in. Doubt is an enemy of everybody, but also of the hyperfunctioning griever, of course. So doubt means maybe I could have organized it better so that I could now gracefully enjoy the process and the time with the kids. But it feels like I am under tension because I must focus. I have no room for errors because I'm doing it alone. Everything depends on me. And under all this pressure, while the kids are there, I hustle around and get all the stuff together instead of gracefully being so advanced in my planning and organizing and skillfully. You know, what a beautiful species here. They are protected, right? They don't want to be on a video. You know, I know one person in my life who is able to gracefully organize things in a seemingly effortless way, but not in a psychopathic, hyper-organized, manipulative, controlling, exploitative way, but in a graceful way. And I'm not there. The the hyper-functioning griever has to heal up a lot and get into a safe space that he built all by his own and his own moral standards that nobody can keep up with to be able to do this. All right? Yeah. In his second coming, Jesus will separate the wheat from the tears. Anyway, so and yeah, and you need to let the stinging nettle, the burning nettle, you need to grow them around your heart, for they protect your heart. You know, from people coming too close. Anyway, yeah. So this doubt was coming in. The doubt was coming in, and I had to fight the doubt, and everything was good. I hustled through this. We got there, but it seems that one small thing, one small error could break everything, because I am under this pressure. I start the day with a 10-mile run, then I do a 1-hour workout, then I am exhausted and I do all of this and I get the kids there, and then one small key thing is missing. All right, I leave the kids there, I go back home, then I look for the key to the house. I don't find the key. And then something else happens. It's like an accumulation of problems. That's like, let's say you're on the creation side as a landscape gardener and you're working with a big machine like a excavator, and then the boss comes, and when you get nervous, you make one small little mistake, and to correct it, when you get nervous, it gets worse and worse and worse and worse. So you need to put up a lot of willpower to stay calm, do it slow and collected, and fix the problem. And all while I do this and realize this, a synchronicity happens that is threatening to me. So something comes in my life, something very real. In fact, I will not tell you exactly what it was, but something was sticking to my foot, to my shoe. It was something real, but it was a symbol that I did not like that it happened. And then I broke this problem. I fixed the problem. Everything is nice, but then I'm in the swimming pool. The kids enjoy it, what we do. Also, we camped in the swimming pool in a free area. It was an event with many people. Everything is fine. They swim. I survey them. I take care of everything. but I needed a lot of time to shake off like this cold, dark element, and I exposed myself to the sun, and I calmed myself down, and I actively work to shed this off, all this threat that came because I'm under so much pressure, because I have all the responsibility, because I work alone, because I'm already exhausted. And then the synchronicity happens, and then, it's all a loop. And I got out again, because I always get out somehow. But I just want to show you the shadow side of this archetype, okay? If you would work in a team, it's all not that wild, it's not all not a problem, you can all soothe it and say, oh, it's not that bad, oh, I take over here, oh, this was just a small event, oh, it's all good, I take care of the kids, so for this time. No, you do it all alone, and this puts up the pressure, this puts up the precision, this puts up the endurance, this puts up all these internal things happening, all while you give all your hope to men, but you keep none for yourself. This is the moment of fully sacrifice yourself in the moment, and then you shake off the fears, then you shake off the fatigue, then you go again into the cold water, even though it's already late, and you have already performed so brutally on that day, but you just walk on autopilot, okay? You just give your all, like every day. That's just the reality of this, and I just wanted to give you something to relate to. Maybe you know this. Maybe you're in another timeline. Maybe you're in the earlier phase where you're naively carrying the burdens of everybody, and you're not going to war, and you get your silent recognition in feeling, in knowing all for yourself what you do every day, even though nobody recognizes it. But maybe you're already you're in the timeline where I am, or even further ahead, something that I don't know yet, or where I'm going towards. However, if something here resonates with you, check out my page. We're developing this archetype at the moment. Stay tuned, and thank you for listening. Over and out.